Peter, good morning. This was Ash with Integrity Capital. I tried reaching out to you just now to ask you if you've got any financing projects in the pipeline right now regarding commercial real estate. If that's the case, please call me back at 480-933-4954. Again, this was Ash with Integrity Capital, and have a lovely day. I don't know if you've heard the site.
I didn't hear it, but that's okay. I think, for voicemails, we're trying to hit 3 or 4 things. So number 1, your name, company name, what we do, and why you're calling. I think if you can hit on those in a simple, 20, 25-second voicemail. So basically how I handle a lot of voicemails, I would just say, "Hi, this is Jack with Integrity Capital. We do commercial real estate, debt equity advisory. I'm just reaching out to introduce myself and see if I can help with anything in your pipeline. My number's 602, and so on." If I were to get that voicemail from you just now, you kind of just went right into, I wanted to see if there was anything in your pipeline. They might not know exactly what we do. I don't know if you even might have mentioned commercial real estate. So just be sure to kind of say, and you can write it down. I can repeat myself again, but hey, this is Jack with Integrity Capital. We do commercial real estate, debt and equity advisory. Just reaching out to introduce myself, see if there's anything we can add value to in your portfolio. My number is, so on. So, and again, just my biggest feedback with a lot of, cold callers is just sound very casual. Just like you're having a conversation with me right now. The second that they think you're kind of reading from a script, you've kind of lost them because they know you're just making, 50, 60 calls a day and you're just another person on that list. So the more you can just sound casual, I'm not saying laid back or anything, but just, in a way that is more conversational. That's the one thing I picked up is just the more casual you can sound, the better chance you're going to kind of grab their attention. So yeah, if you want to try another one. Does that make sense though?
Of course, of course.
Yeah.
Odd.
And I'll send you this video at the end.
And so this guy is from Arizona, so probably.
Yeah.
John, this was Ash with Integrity Capital. We're a commercial real estate debt and equity advisor firm. Just reaching out to introduce myself, see if there's anything we can add value to. If that's the case, please call me at 480-933-4954. Again, this was Ash with Integrity Capital. Have a lovely day.
That was definitely better. Yeah. I would just say, and I kind of fall into this routine too, where I sound a little monotone and sometimes I stand up when I make calls. I mean, I know we're just doing this call right now. So anything you can do to just, when they know that you're energetic about what you're trying to sell them, they'll believe in it too. If you're just kind of, going through the motions and going through another voicemail, I just think if you kind of just stand up when you talk, I think it goes a long way with whether they want to call you back. So.
Yeah. All right. Makes sense. Let me try another one. On this list we had. So Nevada and Arizona are on the same time zone, right? So it'd be 9 a.m. there as well.
Nevada, I think we're actually an hour behind them right now. And then once it goes to the winter time, we would be aligned with them. It's kind of weird how it works.
And I just worried that it might be 7 a.m. there and I'm calling the guy at 7 a.m. So
no, I think in Nevada it'd be 10:17 now.
Let me try and William up.
Or no, it is 9. So all right. So in the winter time we're an hour ahead of them, I think. Yeah.
This one from Phoenix. Hi, Michael. This was Ash with Integrity Capital, a commercial real estate debt and equity advisory firm. Just trying to reach out to introduce myself and see if there is anything that we can add value to. If that's the case, please call me back at 480-933-4954. Again, this was Ash with Integrity Capital. Have a lovely day and take care. Bye-bye. That's another voice, man.
Sounded good. Yeah. You sound more energetic and lively. I think that's going to go a long way. And yeah, even if they don't have an opportunity, I would just say, just want to introduce myself, see if there's any opportunities and, discuss what we do further. They're not always going to have an opportunity. So I wouldn't try to make it seem like only call me if you have something, basically. I mean, not a huge deal, but I just want to make that comment.
Yeah. It should be better to say trying to call you to see if we can add value, and I will call you back, let's say another time and see
Yeah.
if you're available, and then let's discuss. Maybe we can help
Yeah.
each other. We can refer clients.
Yeah. We do commercial real estate, debt equity advisory, just reaching out to introduce myself and see how we can add value. My number is XYZ. That's
Okay.
pretty short, sweet way to do it.
Let me try. This guy has his line disconnected. Actually, the Facebook city. I don't even know how to pronounce this name. Reza. Reza
Riza, what's his last name?
Afshan.
Okay, that should be fine. We do have another Riza in our database that we're looking at a deal on, so different one though.
Zam, like they're Afghanistani as well. Because yeah, they're like a mixture of Arabic and Persian. I do speak Arabic, but it doesn't sound like any Arabic feeling. Farzan. Another disconnected line. Hi, Aaron. Good morning. This is Ash with Integrity Capital. Yeah, this is Ash with Integrity Capital, a commercial real estate debt and equity advisory firm. Yeah, it's okay. I just wanted to introduce myself, what we do, and see if there is anything we can add value to you. All right, thanks. Yeah, the old like brush off. I'm in a meeting, not interested. Don't call it in.
Yeah, a couple things I would just say, and I do this too, but just slow down a little bit on the delivery. I tend to speak very fast when I'm doing cold calls as well, but I think it's just easier for them to kind of process when you just slow down a bit.
The reason why I sped up with this guy is because he was speeding up. So I was trying to match like his energy. It was like, yeah, who's this? And I was like, yeah, this is Ash. And I was like trying to slow down. And he was like, I'm not a broker. I'm not a broker. I don't want to deal with you. And I was like, no, it's okay. Let's just like see if there's anything we can add value to it. He said, I'm in a meeting, like the old brush off. I know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just not interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the one thing I would say is, when they are immediately brushing you off, you could always take that as an opportunity to say, is there a better time to call you? I'd love to connect through email and set up another time to call, or just, continue the conversation through email if that works. That might be someone, he's not a broker, but he probably gets other calls like this a lot. So that's a lot of times how I kind of handle those. You're kind of catching someone off guard and kind of give them the benefit of the doubt to say like, hey, is there a better time to talk? And I can even send you another script. It's a little less kind of intrusive. I kind of do that on our debt fund side where it's like, hey, did I catch you at a good time? Just wanted to talk. We do commercial real estate financing, just reaching out. It's kind of not as intrusive sometimes when you get these kind of people that you're calling. So I'll send you that as well, and maybe you could use that as another script. But
So hybrid debt fund like do financing for the projects, like.
Yeah, so it's a direct fund. So we're not making calls, and that's kind of separate from what you're doing.
No, I know. I'm only asking because like there is one guy that I spoke with yesterday and he was like, oh, I don't deal with brokers. I only deal with direct lenders. So I tried like to connect that with the hybrid debt fund. And I was like, and then I remember Dave telling me, listen, forget that there is something existing that called the hybrid debt fund. Like that's not your job. So I was like, oh, we're just a broker. So the guy who was like, no, I don't deal with brokerages. I only deal with direct lenders. So yeah, that's the guy. Perhaps I can send you his number. Maybe you can call him on behalf of Hybrid Debt Fund. You can be interested.
Yeah, absolutely. I could definitely reach out to him. And do you want to do a practice call just with you and I?
Yeah, definitely.
If I'm someone you're calling, we can do, a couple of rounds of that, and then we can call it quits. But I think everything's, you're making good progress, and you're listening to the feedback I'm providing you. So if you want to just do a couple practice calls, and I'll act as if I'm, just a property owner.
Yeah, sure thing. Ring. Jack, good morning. How are you doing this morning?
Hey, what's going on?
Yeah, this is Ash with Integrity Capital. I hope I did catch you at a good time.
Yeah, no, it's okay. We got a minute or two here.
Amazing. Jack, what we do is that we're a commercial real estate debt and equity advisor firm. I'm reaching out to introduce ourselves, what we do, see if there is anything that you probably need help with that we might be able to help. Like, what do you do?
Yeah, so I'm curious, like when you say commercial debt equity advisor, can you explain that more?
Yeah, definitely. So anyone like who's got a commercial real estate project or commercial real estate that brings them money, perhaps they need like some debt or financing, we can help with that. We can introduce you to the full lending market. We can make introductions, see if you might need some equity at the moment. We can advise you on the procedures. And yeah, that's kind of what we do.
Well, I typically just go to my bank and they usually provide me all the terms that I'm looking for. How would you step in and add value at that point?
Yeah, absolutely. So banks, like they're slow. They might not have the best rates. It might like be big financing. Maybe you've got a deal that needs to act fast. So that's where we step on. We can do bridge lending. We can do hard money lending. We can introduce you to the full lending market. And this way we can assure that the deal that you're doing or the project or the apartment that you're trying to buy doesn't fall off just because of you're missing some couple of $100s or something like that. So yeah, that's where we step in. Like banks take a lot of time. We do it fast. We can get you a response from one of our lenders in less than 48 hours.
Yeah, if you want to send over some info through email, we can go about it that way.
Yeah, definitely. I will send you an email. But what I wanted to do as well is to set up a meeting with you and Dave. I think he will give you the full idea of what we do better than me. He's been in the market for 20 years doing this. It will just like take 10 minutes of your time, but it will add a lot of value than the time that you might think you're losing. So yeah, how does Wednesday work for you?
Yeah, that should work for me, and we can kind of
Oh,
end it there. But no, I think overall, that was pretty good. I would couple comments. So like at the beginning, you just kind of blatantly asked me like, "What do you do?" I know it's like we're just kind of doing this on the spot, but that initial question for me, I usually handle it like, "Hey, do you have a minute? Just wanted to run through what we do and how we can add value to financing opportunities in your pipeline." Just saying what you do is kind of um, we're just kind of meeting each other cold, fresh, and it's really I'm trying to learn about, what you do. You reached out to me. I need to kind of understand how you might fit into what I focus on first before I spill out my whole, business and business strategy. So I think, um, yeah, I think that's how I would go about that. What
yeah, I don't
else?
know where it came from, honestly.
No, it's all good. I know it's all good. I'm gonna work on like getting so you can just book calls. I'm gonna kind of send you my schedule so you can just when you have someone on the phone, when you have them, you can just look at my schedule and book something directly while you have them. Because a lot of times I'm sending these emails following up and I'm not always hearing back. So I think let's just like try and schedule that while we have them, and I'll work on getting that schedule for you so you can directly make those book those meetings. So if that's helpful. And then the other thing I was going to say, a lot of times people do have a direct lending relationship already. They have a bank, credit union, some kind of direct lender that they might have been using for 20 years. The way I go about kind of, trying to, yeah,
Not
that's the big
replacing.
word, we can complement that banking relationship with our business and the way we provide the access to the full lending market. We're very much relationship based, and we'd love to build a relationship with you over time, over several financing opportunities. So we'd love to kind of look at the next deal in the pipeline for you and just kind of show you our process and show you that we can execute for you. And that's how I'd kind of go about it. I wouldn't just kind of talk down on banks and say, oh, they're slow, they could be high rate. I would just kind of say,
Yeah,
talk us up a bit and say how we can complement that relationship. So does that make sense?
definitely a better answer than what I gave.
No, it's all good. You've only been doing this for a couple weeks, so we're just trying to put you in the best spot to, because you're gonna run into those questions a lot and that kind of feedback. Do you want to do
Yeah,
one more
absolutely. Let me
practice
give it
call and then
another.
we'll just
Yeah.
we'll call it a day?
Right. Yeah, good morning. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Who is this?
Yeah, Jack, this is Ash with Integrity Capital. We're a commercial real estate debt and equity advisory firm. Do you have a minute?
Yeah, I can talk right now.
Yeah, so Jack, I just wanted to explain why I'm calling you right now. As I said, we're a commercial real estate debt and equity advisor firm, i.e., that we do introduce our clients to the full lending market. We can help if you've got like a deal that you need financing with. We can step in and complement the process of your bank or of your direct lending relationship that you currently have. We tend to focus a lot on bridge lending. I would even dare to say we're specialists there, but we do also we do also introduce you to the full lending market, hard money lending, anything that you need. So yeah, is there like something that I need financing with right now? I would love like the chance to look at the next deal you've got in your pipeline, show you our process, and get a feedback from you.
Well, I do own some properties here in Arizona, but they all have loans that are 3% rates, and I'm not going to need a loan for another 5, 6 years. Um, I'll let you know if I'm looking at a new property to buy, but I don't think there's any opportunities right now.
Yeah, that's amazing to hear that you've got already a couple of properties that are generating income for you and that you're happy with the rates. How about this though? Why don't we like take 10 minutes of your time, schedule a call with Dave, see if there is anything that we can add value to it? I'm not only talking about loans. Maybe we can share knowledge, maybe we can share referrals with each other. There is a lot I think that we can help you with, and perhaps you can help us as well. So what do you say?
Yeah, that's fine, man. We can schedule something and we can end it there. The biggest thing to say, you kind of just asked, like, you went through the pitch, which was fine, and then you asked, do you have any financing opportunities that I can assist you with? And I don't know if I put that in the script, but I would kind of learn more about what I do. Since you went through your pitch, I would say, is there any kind of asset types you focus on, or what's your traditional focus? Are you a developer, or are you just investing in properties? Like I said, there's not always going to be an immediate deal. So when you just kind of tee someone up to say, no, there's nothing I got right now, we had all this momentum and then it's just kind of crashed because they don't have anything. So I think education is the biggest part on these initial calls. Like, you tell them what we do and we learn about them a bit. And we're not always asking for the deal right away because they have to trust us first, and we have to kind of, again, educate them on our process. So yeah, add value if you have anything in the pipeline, but I wouldn't ask, hey, do you have anything we can work on, help you with right now? Because a lot of times they don't. So it's just more about learning what they do. When they do have an opportunity, they can hopefully think about us. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. If I would change like the script, I would, instead of saying all this, I would tell them, so we do financing of commercial real estate properties from 2 million up to 75 million. We can cross that if needed. What's like your cup of tea when it comes to commercial real estate investing? Do you like to develop? Do you like to flip? Like, are you focusing on storages? Are you focusing on retail stores, something like that? Then get them to speak out like the
Yeah.
truth, what they do, and then
People usually like to talk about themselves. Once you get them
yeah,
going, they'll spill it and just say, like, what's your typical focus in commercial real estate? Is there a typical asset, or, are you doing a lot of construction? What's the focus? That's kind of simple way to put it. So hopefully get them talking, and then you learn more, and then that's how you build the relationship. These are long-term relationships that we're building over several years. So, but I think you did good. You're listening to the feedback. I'll send you this video recording.